Xi Jinping's exit is now almost certain. So who's stepping in to take his place? Who's really calling the shots in China? Today, let's dig into the latest behind-the-scenes power struggle in the CCP. Welcome back to Final War with Katherine Hu. Right now, China's political scene is at a super critical moment. Different CCP factions are leaking info overseas, but the stories don't always line up. In fact, some of them are totally contradictory. Still, there's one thing everyone agrees on. Xi Jinping stepping down is pretty much a done deal. On June 4th, Xi finally showed up again after vanishing for 2 weeks. He met with Belarusian President Lukashenko, but weirdly, not at the usual fancy spot where Chinese leaders meet foreign heads of state, Diaoyutai Guest House. Instead, they met at Zhongnanhai, a lower-level venue. Even stranger, when China's state TV aired it, there was no audio of Xi speaking. Just shots of him moving his mouth while the anchor read a script. In the Russian state media's video, only Lukashenko's voice could be heard. Xi's voice was totally missing. A lot of folks online are wondering, was that even the real Xi? Or maybe a double? Xi might have reappeared, but the buzz about him losing power is only getting louder. One big sign, the top spot on the front page of the CCP's main paper, People's Daily. From June 2nd to June 4th, Xi's name has been missing there for 3 days straight. Something that hasn't happened since he was officially crowned top leader back in 2018. Inside sources are saying that in the post-Xi era, China's power structure is about to change in a big, never-before-seen way. A bunch of old guard party elders will be playing huge roles. And one name keeps coming up: Wang Yang. Wang Yang was born in 1955 in Anhui, with a modest background and no fancy degrees. He married the daughter of a local official, which gave him his start in politics. Later, he impressed Deng Xiaoping, and at 38 became the youngest vice governor in China at the time. Wang was good at playing the political game and kept moving up the ranks. In 2012, at 52, he made it into the powerful Politburo. The next year, he became a vice premier, and in 2017, he joined the top Politburo Standing Committee as head of the top political advisory body, the CPPCC. Some reports even say Xi himself has supported Wang Yang taking over. Why? Because Xi really doesn't trust Chunhua. He's worried Hu would go after him if he got power, since Xi had worked so hard to sideline Hu before. So Xi insists on Wang Yang as the safer option. Signs in party propaganda. I've also noticed the CCP's propaganda mouthpiece, People's Daily, seems to be hinting at Wang Yang's rise. On June 2nd, the paper's front page featured a report about poverty alleviation in Bijie, Guizhou. But here's the twist. The approach in that report was something Wang Yang championed. In China, whoever gets that kind of front-page treatment usually has big backing. This isn't really about some small county's poverty program. It's about Wang Yang himself getting the spotlight. In the CCP's playbook, before a big leadership shakeup, they always frame it as following the will of the people and moral righteousness to make it look clean and legitimate. So, who's really running the show next? Here's what insiders are saying. First big takeaway. The current Politburo Standing Committee has basically stopped functioning. They've already sketched out who might be in the new top group, though final names aren't set yet. The new leadership lineup will be officially announced at the 4th plenum, expected in July or August. Second big takeaway, The CCP didn't just hold one expanded Politburo meeting. They've had several. Word is that for now, Wang Yang will step in as acting general secretary, handling party affairs, while Chunhua will become premier, managing the government side. The elders think both have solid experience and can steady the ship. And there's a heavyweight elder backing them up, Wen Jiabao. Third big takeaway. In the transition phase, insiders say there'll be a temporary party central leadership group, basically a collective leadership team. Each of the recent central committees, from the 15th to the 20th, will send one representative to work together. So it's a return to the old collective leadership system. Some of the names floated for this team: Wang Yang for the 19th, Wang Qishan for the 18th, Wen Jiabao for the 17th. They didn't mention who's representing the 20th yet, but one name that keeps coming up as the only top official likely to avoid recent purge, Ding Xuexiang. He might hang on. Two local power players, Chongqing's party secretary Yuan Jiajun and Shanghai's party secretary Chen Jining, also could join the new team. My own take. I think this insider info is worth taking seriously. It lines up with some very public signs we've all seen, like that unforgettable scene at the National Day reception in 2024, where all the CCP elders sat at the same table with Xi. That's a pretty clear signal. The elders are in charge now. And there's a new kind of power sharing happening. In China's political culture, that kind of state TV coverage always has deep meaning. So if Xi's one-man rule really ends, the CCP will likely swing back to collective leadership. Each group of elders putting forward their rep to protect their own interests. That's classic CCP style. And if you look at it, adding one rep from each of those 6 central committees plus Chunhua as premier, that's 7 top leaders total, just like the usual standing committee. It actually makes a lot of sense in the CCP's world. If that's the case, who will represent the 15th and 16th central committees? It's not that hard to guess. They're all former standing committee level leaders. And in a scenario where the current top guy is getting booted out, you can bet the former top dog won't be missing from the table. So for the 16th, I'd say there's no question. Hu Jintao will have a seat. For the 15th, it gets interesting. Jiang Zemin and Li Peng have both passed away. Hu Jintao's already got the 16th spot. Zhu Rongji's been in poor health, so that leaves Li Ruihuan, Wei Jianxing, and Li Lanqing. Li Ruihuan's the most likely. He's got seniority, and that National Day reception last year showed he's still holding real sway among the elders. The latest word is that in the post-Xi era, we're looking at a power setup with Wang Yang and Hu Chunhua up front. And behind them, big names like Hu Jintao, Li Ruihuan, Wen Jiabao, and Wang Qishan pulling the strings. It's almost a repeat of how Deng Xiaoping's departure played out. I think it's definitely possible Wang Yang will make a comeback. He's 69 in 2022, and by CCP tradition, he should have stayed on in the standing committee for another term. But Xi used his veto power to kick him out and stack the committee with his loyalists. But here's the real kicker. No matter who steps up as the new general secretary, as long as they're still clinging to this system, they're basically signing up to hold a ticking time bomb. And that fuse is already lit. Honestly, whoever takes this job might not even survive a full term. Get the real story behind the CCP's shifting power games and see where US-China relations are headed next. Support the vision of a new China without communism. Subscribe now and join us in bringing the truth to light.